Welcome, everybody. Welcome to worship. Michelle, thank you so much for being with us, and Asher and Mark. Behind the camera, we have Eric Shackelford and Jonathan Silk. I've got Sharon leading worship with me. We've got Joe in the office attending to your questions online. Roberto let us in this morning, and otherwise, it is us. Us and our special guest this morning and worship leader, the Reverend Lindy Ramsden, who we're really, really lucky to have with us anytime, and especially this Sunday. Some of you may know Lindy. She served our congregation in San Jose for 18 years, 17. Before she started the UU Legislative Ministry of California, which is now called the UU Justice Network of California. And those are just big headings for tremendous work that happened during each of those chapters. And she's been the last 9 years part of the faculty and staff at Starr King School of Ministry, our seminary here in the Bay Area for Unitarian Universalism. And last year she was the Service of the Living Tradition preacher at our General Assembly, our big family gathering, reunion as Unitarian Universalists. And she preached then about one of her passions, but also one of our biggest shared challenges, the preservation, the healing of our earth, the window we have for it, the means we have. So she's with us here on this almost 50th anniversary of Earth Day, which will be Wednesday, the 22nd, as we reflect together on our sacred relationship with the earth. I want to just recommend to everyone, it's great to have you all here, and if you're joining for the first time and you haven't downloaded the order of service, you might want to do so you can follow along. I also just wanted to make sure that those who want to will also look through that order of service to find out more about what's going on in the congregation's life. And I wanted to say a big thank you for last week. I think in these times that are super disorienting for all of us, I think still and maybe will be. I mean, I don't know about the rest of you, but I recently poured coffee into my juice glass, the glass that already had juice in it. So I think we're all out of sorts with days that are clear and centered and joyful and days that are confusing or frustrating or waves of feeling that we just have to let be while we live into this chapter of our lives together. And in times like this, it's often a response to close inward and get fearful instead of staying open. And yet last week we took an offering for the Good Samaritan Family Resource Center that's serving 500 families, many of them immigrant families, out of work, sheltered in place in small quarters, who don't have enough food or diapers. And we're just waiting for the last of the mail to be sorted that we were able to pick up just this week. And it looks like we've raised $2,000. So thank you all for being generative and open and compassionate and not succumbing to the instinct sometimes to close inward. It's a challenge for all of us to live in that space of flow in this time. And in that spirit, I thought we would open worship again this morning doing our body prayer. So to also get the cricks of sleep and the night out of us, but do in our bodies what we're hoping to invite into our spiritual presence this morning in worship. So those who haven't done it before, we'll walk you through once in more detail, and then we'll do it twice, a second time with less guidance, and then a last time quietly together. So the way we do it is we begin with a centered stance, or you can do it seated as well, whatever is comfortable for you and your body's abilities. We'll begin in a kind of namaste pose at the heart center. We'll raise our hands and arms upward to the expanse above us, open our arms to the fullness of this day. And as you hold your arms outward, if you do it for a moment or two, you can feel the weight of the day's offerings and blessings, just how generous this day is to us. Turn your hands down and imagine sweeping your fingers through the blessings laid at our feet. Gather what you can for this day and press them into you. And then open your arms to offer yourself to the world just as you are. And then recenter and begin again. Hands and arms up to the expanse of sky, stars. Open your arms to the blessings of this day just beginning. Turn your hands down and sweep them through, gathering just what you need and will take for this day and press it into you, that you hold it with you before you open your arms, offering yourself to the world as you are, and back to center. And once through, silently together. Welcome, everyone. We begin our worship together. We light this candle as our symbolic presence of all of you who are out there, so that you're with us here, that we're here together in this space, until we're allowed to do that bodily again in days to come.